Hello, welcome to Game 5 of this match. Shanahan versus JoMa in Dominion League C3. I won the first two, they won the second two. So either they're on a hot streak and due to win this one, or we're alternating 2 and 2. Now I'm due to win the last two. Patterns and everything. So trashing here, Exorcist. Exorcist is a good trasher in this kind of kingdom, I think. Get rid of the estates. Draw. Silk Merchant, Lackey's Experiment Wharf, lots and lots of draw. Villages are somewhat non-existent, but you can find enough of a village effect in various places, especially with the villagers from Silk Merchant and Lackey's. Ghost does not seem unreasonable to me here, although this is a very fast-paced kingdom, so it may not be necessary. You can also load up on extra lackeys, turn them into will-o-wisps. I'm going to get here the Exorcist, I think. I think that's worth it. Yeah, you do just want to get Wharfs, Falconers. I can even, yeah, I definitely see Ghost here. You want to be ghosting things for either actions or draw. That lets you play more artisans. Falconers are going to be nice. Probably everything here is going to be nice except for cash. I can even see playing Patron. Wolf Den means maybe you don't end up playing with artisans here because of Wolf Den. Exorcist is also slightly annoying with Wolf Den, but I think it's going to be worth it to the pace you get. Did not get to my five here, which I guess is not that unreasonable. I only have 4 in the next hand, so you might just getting a pair of experiments, and then exercising into a will-o-wisp. Just keep my pace going. Here I've got 4. I'll pick up a patron, I think. It'll give me some money, and yeah, I spent my coffer on the Exorcist, so I could have saved that coffer and bought open Silk Merchant Experiments, and then most likely hit Wharf last turn. But I like the little bit of thinning. If I could thin out the estates, all 3 estates to wisps. Oops, sorry about that. Clicked a button on my mouse, which caused me to go back. Yeah, this is not... Some of these decisions are not trivial. You could do stuff with Traveling Fair. None of it seems particularly good here. Like, if you get 5 with Traveling Fair, are you going to top deck 2 experiments or buy a Wharf? And the answer is you're going to buy a Wharf, pretty much. See, I think I was going to get a Patron. That seemed fine. It's like a terminal silver, but potentially gives me a villager that I can use. Or if I have to spend a villager with Silk Merchant to draw it, I can get it back, which seems nice. So, because they were able to open 2-5 on a Wharf Lackey's Kingdom, I should mention that's very, very good on Wharf Lackeys. It's a very, very good 2-5 opening. They're going to be a little bit ahead here. Yeah, so this is quite nice. I can get my own Wharf. Do I want to get a Wharf first or an Artisan? I think, again, the pace of things mean I need to get a Wharf. I can actually use the Traveling Fair here to top deck the Wharf. And I think that means I get to top deck this Wisp as well, which is nice. The draw order that last turn let me save an extra villager with Patron, which again is really nice. We're moving very quickly here. I mean, it's turn 6. We've got Wharves, they've got an Artisan. We're adding in components fairly quickly. Like, Wharf Money is a very fast deck. I will play this Patron. Silk Merchant, get to 7. I think I'm going to Traveling Fair and top deck another Wharf, so I've got 2 Wharfs coming into play always. Thin my last estate into a Wisp. What I was thinking was that the pace of just like Wharf Big Money is very, very fast. So you can, with Wharf Big Money, just get tons of tons of treasures and green cards and end the game on provinces, or get a lot of provinces very quickly. But again, it's only turn 7. We're doing stuff. I'm trying to work out if I want to get Ghost at some point. If you can Ghost, and with Traveling Fair, you can line up Ghost with an action like an experiment that you want to play twice, get a village effect, get a ton of draw. The opportunity cost of that is you have to have sacrificed a 5-cost card. So you have to sacrifice a war, exercise a war for something to get that, which is a little bit painful, but it could be that with Artisan you can gain enough Wharves to make that doable. Yeah, so here I can just draw a deck. I'll play the Patron first and then the Wharf, and I'll think for a second. So the rest of my deck is Exorcist, Copper. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that. Okay, I didn't find the Exorcist, which I do want to find. I have a Wharf coming into play. So I can kill a Copper here. So I don't have any villagers now. So I wanted to exercise. I was hoping the draw was in the other order. I could exercise the Silk Merchant into an Imp. That doesn't seem possible here. I have expended my coffers, or my villagers. So looks like I need to get villagers back so I could get like Artisan Lackeys. And again, I'm happy to exercise the Lackeys if I can, or whatever. Artisan Lackeys. The Artisan lets me gain 5 costs that then I can exercise to Ghost, I guess. Sorry, let me undo. Undoing to trash a Copper. I miscounted that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm still a little bit behind here just because I think mostly the 5-2. Maybe I'm not that far behind. I've trashed more estates. They've got an extra Wharf. We'll see. Yeah, so given the possibility here, I'm fairly strongly thinking about playing Artisan to gain a 5 cost and trash it for a Ghost. And Ghosting Experiments just being a huge source of draw on Village, and really lets me do lots of Artisan tricks, get more Wharfs in play, get more money, that kind of stuff, get Patrons to build up Villagers for the non-Ghost turns. Even Ghost on Patron is a fairly decent source of Villagers, although we'll see if I'm able to work it out. It may be that I'm not able to coordinate that to get it working. Artisan Lackeys or Artisan Silk Merchant, I guess, also lets you print Villagers along the way. And then if you get overdraw, you can just trash the Lackeys to Wisps, so you don't have the terminals in your deck. So they've got 9. They've got a Wharf coming into play. Yeah, their deck's consistency is fairly similar to mine now. They have an extra Lackeys, I guess. They still have one estate. Yeah, they still have 2 estates. I'm a little confused. They trashed the Lackeys, so they have 2 estates in deck. They can trash one now. They have a silver and a copper that I don't have. I have a patron that they don't have. So the plan here sort of depends on what I'm drawing with these wisps and wharves. I'll be able to see the deck here. Okay, so yeah, so I can exercise this Silk Merchant now for an imp, or I can gain a 5 cost and exercise it for a ghost. And I think that's going to be my plan. I think getting 2 ghosts in play will just be really powerful for me. So I play Patron first, then Wharf. And play the Artisan to gain Duchy. Top deck a Silk Merchant. And action. So I'm ending with a Villager here. I've got 8 money. I've got one Wharf coming in. So I probably do want to add more Wharfs now, like Wharfs Wharf lackeys for the villagers. I can also consider at some point getting the second exorcist. I'm going to be exercising lackeys into will-o-wisps, silk merchants when I get them into imps, and more ghosts. At some point, you can add golds. I'm not sure when that ends up happening. Maybe you just ghost patrons and get a bunch of money on that turn. But getting golds would be nice here. Maybe as soon as next turn. So I think Silk Merchant Exorcist then makes sense with what I'm doing. And get a ghost. So that was turn 8. Yeah, I was saying the pace of getting ghosts can be slow. But I can get a ghost on turn 8 and start playing it productively on turn 9. And similarly, I can get a second ghost on turn 9 and start playing it productively on turn 10. Then I feel like the pace is okay. Even like traditional Wharf money, the fairgrounds give you a lot of extra points. Notably speaking, I will have the ability, I have to get a cash at some point, which would be painful. Like more painful than curse, honestly, but I can get to 20 uniques, so the fairgrounds would be worth 8, which is, good cost fairgrounds. And you have to keep the experiments, but that's not terribly difficult. Actually, you have to get, with Wolfton, you have to get two of everything, so maybe fairgrounds are not going to get worth more than 6, because you don't really want two caches, 2 curses. Everything else, I guess I'm fine having 2 of. You're not fine having 2 coppers, but you have 6 coppers in the deck, and you're not going to thin them that quickly. It looks like they had a bit of a dud turn here. At least they didn't draw fully through deck. They do have a Silk Merchant. They do have more lackeys, so I'm not sure if they just stopped drawing. Yeah, they must have stopped drawing because they didn't find their artisan. I'm not quite sure what they have in hand right now. If that's ghosts, if that's 2 exercises and 2 cards they want to exercise. I'm surprised they did not play that Silk Merchant to find the artisan, though. It seems important, especially since we don't have a lot of money in these decks. It seems important to play that artisan every turn. Wharf. I will play the Silk Merchant and try to find stuff to trash. Okay, so I've got running out of villagers here, which is fine because I'm going to top deck. I'm going to top deck something. Probably want to top deck experiments, to be honest, for the plus actions. We'll gain a duchy here. I can top deck lackeys, but I'll top deck experiments. I'll over top deck experiments, I guess. So for 7 money, I could top deck experiments, buy 1 lackey. I could also buy a silver here. I need to get 2 of them, but I think I'm going to want to play with 2 silvers anyways. And I've got the draw going. Might as well top deck both. Oops. Screwed that up again. I wanted to use a coffer. Yeah, so the way I tend to play is I'm trying to play fast. I'm not trying to be overly deliberate, so I end up sometimes spending more. I'd rather do the undo than sit for 30 seconds and think about whether or not I'm going to use that coffer. Do I need to top deck the ghost? I think I've got enough draw. And it's probably worth it to top deck it anyways, just to make sure that I can kick off next turn. Now the artisan can actually top deck something productively, like I can gain the experiment and top deck it. I'm a little bit behind on the villagers. But with the double ghost stuff, it's not the end of the world. Besides the ghosts, their deck seems to be in a little bit better shape than mine. But with the addition of the ghosts, I feel like I've got a pretty solid advantage there. I could even consider going more ghosts, like just keep getting a ghost every turn. Well, there's only 6 ghosts in the pile, but if I can get 4 ghosts and buy experiments, and so I'm starting every turn with all those plus actions, then I can load up a bunch of money in the deck and start buying lots of green cards, or just keep gaining artisans. Artisan can gain duchies and wars and stuff. So I'm starting the turn with an 11 card hand, 3 buys, and 3 actions. So my turns are going to start out very nicely. To the point where even like getting a cash doesn't seem crazy if I get that going. Although again, probably don't want to invest too much in caches. So they gained a Silk Merchant with their Artisan, so it looks like they're not going for ghosts. I can pause here and think about what my unique cards are. I have 1 Silk Merchant, 1 Artisan, 1 Silver, and 1 of something else, 1 Patron. So they're just going for the lackeys. I'm not quite sure I see it. The villagers are nice, I guess. But in like 2 or 3 turns, those run out. Okay. So play the wisps. Play the experiment. I'm always going to play the wharf here. Top card's a silver, which I do want to see. Okay. So I'm going to have 10 money here. So I can draw the silver. Top deck experiments. Oh, I only have 1 lackeys. Interesting. So I might kill a lackeys here. Just for the wisp and the unique. And I've got the 2. So I can draw the silver. I'll have 10 money. I think I'm going to go nuts and go for this this second ghost line. So I wanted to gain experiment. I wanted to gain a duchy here, right? Top deck a Silk Merchant. So with 10 money, I'm going to go for experiments. I'm going to go for experiments. Patron. Get another patron going. Top deck. Top deck. Get another patron. Not top deck that. And buys. Get rid of that. And get rid of... Oh, I could have... maybe I didn't need the experiments with the wisp, but I think I'm happy to get that. I'll top deck that as well. And play the ghost to... Oops. Yeah, well... That worked out well. I will be right back in this commentary. Okay. So, in terms of a 3-pile, Wharves and Silk Merchants are both low. Experiments can run very, very quickly. We'll see what they do here. I've also been lowering the duchies, which maybe I should have at some point considered. grabbing a falconer or something. My unique cards are artisan and silver. Silver is easy to pick up. Artisan's a little bit tougher. We'll see if they go for the provinces now. They were able to mostly draw a deck here with only using 2 villagers, which is good. They didn't have to play most of their lackeys. I assume they're going to start exercising lackeys here for Wisps. I was hoping that they would have a handful of lackeys and they would have to play a bunch of them. And that they would run out of villagers. It doesn't look like they're going to run out of villagers before the end of the game here. Okay, they're going for green. And I assume Black Experiments or Silk Merchant or something. So I've got double ghost this turn. So I can consider getting 1 more ghost for the 4 ghosts, and then getting double a patron and an experiment every turn. I can also double artisan and a key turn for double duchy. So play all the wisps, play the experiments, play the wharf, play silk merchant. Okay, this was okay. Okay, so I've got 10, 12 money here. So I think my plan is to top deck patron. I top deck patron silk merchant. And do I even need the silk merchant anymore? So artisan for a falconer. Does that let me play the falconer immediately? It does, although I don't really want to. So artisan for a falconer. Not play it. And gain experiment. So I'm going to have 12 money, so I can gain silver experiment patron. So yeah, this really does want to be falconer because I don't want to lower the piles anymore. And I don't want to react with that. Continue. Top deck a card. 1 copper. I'll have 11 money, which lets me not do what I need to do. So I wanted to, okay, let me undo the top deck. I'm going to top deck the Silk Merchant and just not trash it, because I want to buy $10 worth of stuff here. I can always trash it next turn. I need to be a little bit cognizant of playing the Artisan early next time. Okay, so Traveling Fair. So I can gain an experiment. Top deck. I can gain a patron. Top deck. Man, this falconer would have been so nice earlier on if I wasn't going to ghost it. Just gain the silver. Not top deck it. So end buys. Play a ghost. Play a ghost. Okay, now I can trash the Exorcist into a ghost and top deck it. So that was the correct order. End turn. Okay, so now I'm starting with money and villagers and draw. And even though I am behind on VP right now, actually I'm tied because they have some uniques. The province, though, is the unique. I can start to turn things on here. And I think I should be able to more reliably gain a bunch of cards quickly. Like top deck and artisan in the last turn to get 2 duchies. I might even do that on this turn, depending on how it goes. I should be able to end the turn with plus villagers. If I do that twice in a row. I'm also going to be fairly close to double provincing myself. They may not be far from double provincing with their coffers. We'll see. This is, I feel like I'm in good shape. I feel like I have possibly overbuilt a little bit, but they've got 13 money, so they are able to, and they are able to do some tricks with gaining silk merchants. So they have a nice deck. We'll see if I've overbuilt too much. And I'm spending a decent amount on my payload and sort of time I could be building up payload to guarantee this ghost experiment stuff is working. But now that this is working, I can use the artisan to gain other things. I may even gain an actual falconer because the falconer seems nice for gaining silk merchants and experiments and stuff. And top decks, if I artisan a falconer, gain experiments, I can top deck them. I can't actually top deck them, but because without the traveling fair, I can with the artisan to line that up. And if a ghost hits a wharf, it's kind of bad, but it's not the end of the world. Looks like they're just going to go for double province here. Yeah, so that means I need to double province here myself. What do I still have one of? I have one artisan, right? Okay. So that's just the thing I need to watch out for. So I can look to kill both silk merchants here. Although it doesn't look like I can draw cleanly if I do that, so draw the last card. Okay, so I've got 6 there, 10 in hand, so I do have 16. I can play both patrons here. Both patrons here. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make this artisan into a single, but that's probably fine. So I think the plan was to artisan experiments here to top deck them and then buy double province. Can I kill the silk merchants along the way? This is the question. So I'm artisaning for... So the other thing I can do here, I've got 20 money, is I can gain like a silver and go double province artisan. With double province artisan, I'm ghosting a silk merchant and an artisan. That seems to give me a lot of ability to pile next turn. And it neutralizes my points. Now my draw may be a little bit weak there, is the only problem. But I kind of have to do something here to catch up. So I'm artisaning for a silver. Top decking this. So I'm buying artisan double province, and I'm doubling the goat, the merchant, and I'm doubling the artisan. And I've got a decent amount of draw coming in. I've got my villagers, and the artisan can gain things if I need them to. And if they double province, I just need to go triple duchy province, which seems quite doable with my deck. I might even be able to do triple duchy estate province. That seems quite doable with my deck. My draw might be a little short. You'll have to see. They kind of have to buy 2 provinces here. I don't think they can get away with buying a single province or getting a bunch of duchies, because it's also possible that I can empty silk merchants next turn. Silk merchants seems difficult. They might be able to take a couple of duchies, though. If they go province double duchy, I should still be able to win. If they do something neutral, like go for fairgrounds, then I could
I have to sort of reevaluate what my plan is here. While they're doing that, I can count my uniques. So I have, I do not have lackeys, unfortunately. I have Exorcist Patron, so Merchant. I have 5 from the Kingdom, 2 traders. So I have 8 uniques right now. No, 9, 10 Will-O-Wisp, and Ghost. So Fairgrounds right now are worth 4 for me. They have imps but not ghosts, and they have lackeys but not patrons. Yeah, so they're not super close to 15 either, and with Wolf Den, it's really tough to get there at this point of the game. But still, Fairgrounds are worth more than duchies, and you can't gain them with artisans. So that's possible that that's what they need to do here. They may also judge the state of my deck a little bit differently and think that taking 2 provinces is safe, which I can potentially believe that. With my 3 artisan plays, I can gain 3 duchies, then I only need to find 10 money to buy province estate. Although the artisan top decking is a little bit annoying, that will hurt my draw. I can, for example, line up Will-O-Wisp with Copper and Province. All right, well, let's step away from commentary briefly while they're thinking. Okay. They have a lot of Will-O-Wisps. Did they empty the Will-O-Wisp pile? Wow. I guess they had all those lackeys, which they've trashed a lot of them. They only have 3 villagers left, which is a bit of an advantage for me if they go into the Fairgrounds. I don't know if that's what they're planning on doing. Obviously, this is a complicated spot. There's a decent chance that if they go double province or triple duchy, they lose on the spot. So I think it behooves them to take their time and think about what they want to do here. If that's like triple Fairgrounds, if they can get to triple Fairgrounds. They have 13 money in deck, and the 3 coffers, so I think it's somewhat actually tough for them to get to triple Fairgrounds. And double Fairgrounds doesn't seem great either, because I can just respond with double Fairgrounds plus gain some stuff. I wonder if with my double artisan play, I could like gain 2 Falconers and 4 experiments or something. I gain 2 Falconers and 2 Silk Merchants or something. There's like some really fun stuff I can do. Not sure if that's any better, but it adds the Falconers to my deck, gives me another unique. The remainder of their hand is mostly just a couple of lackeys, 10 treasure cards, a couple of green cards. Artisan, I guess, is what they have. They have an artisan and they have a wharf still. I'm not sure if the bottom card is wharf or they're just not playing the wharf because they only have 1 card left, or maybe they want to play the artisan first, top deck something, and then play the wharf. But this is a really complicated spot. And probably by far the most complicated spot in this whole match. And it's a tie match late in the season, so certainly give them the chance to think about it as much as necessary. I'll be interested in seeing after the game someone can post the chat log, someone who's been here from the beginning. I will nominate Keldar to send us the chat after the game, if they're listening. I'm interested to see what people think of my Ghost build versus the Lackeys build. The two builds seem to be proceeding pretty closely to each other. The Ghosts give me a little bit more options, but I'm a little bit behind. So I've got to use those extra options to try to catch up and make up the difference. There's sort of the question of if the long game favors JoMa or myself. And I think if I can draw this turn, the long game favors me because the Ghosts are going to give me a lot more options and things I can do. I can top deck things with Artisans and do lots of little tricks like that. As this having a ghosted artisan coming into play seems really nice, but they also seem to have a lot more draw. My gut reaction from playing ladder games, normally when people take 4 minutes, it's because they've disconnected or rage quit and didn't come back. My gut reaction when I see a pop up is just I'll automatically click on it. Luckily, I'm sitting back in the chair, resigned, and my finger is not on my mouse, so there's almost no chance that I would actually click on that. Well, that's good. They can just resign. I can I can tell them I can make you resign. The client thinks so as well, judging by the pop-up I just got. Now, I don't want to. In this kind of spot, I feel like if I knew the person pretty well, like the match I had yesterday with Falivra, I would say something like that. But at this point, they're gonna want to respond to me responding, and then that's gonna distract them from thinking. So as I said, this is an important spot. So they want to think through, and they're thinking through what happens, what they can gain with their artisan. And they can gain a duchy. They can gain duchy double province with their artisan, and that gets them to 30. And so then I need to gain province and 4 duchies estate, which is not super difficult, actually. I've got 3 artisan gains for 3 duchies, and then I just need the buys and the coins. So they didn't play their artisan? Are they going to trash their artisan for the victory points? Do they have only 1 imp in the deck? No, they have 2 imps. I'm wildly confused here. Trash the artisan for 3 victory points, and that means I need to get... Oh, they can't gain a duchy because the wolf den stuff. Okay. Let me play the war first, and then let me ghost that first. So do I have a win in hand? I do not, and it doesn't actually seem that close. So if I gain 2 duchies... Yeah, it doesn't actually seem that close. I need draw. I gain 2 duchies, top deck 2 coppers, draw 2 coppers. Play the wharf. I can gain 3rd duchy. Yeah. So not the greatest draw. I drew all these coppers. Drew like all my coppers. I have 2 silk merchants, a bunch of will-o-wisps down there. So I don't really see how I win without gaining the duchies, though. So we'll see. Play the will-o-wisp, play the wharf. Okay, play the will-o-wisp. Okay, so now I can count. So if I gain a duchy, I get to 21. Patron, I gain a duchy, I'm at 21. And I've got 19 money, so I can get province duchy. They were first player, so this would be a tie. I don't really see anything else I can do. I can artisan gain a silk merchant. I can't really play it though. So it looks like I'm just going to take the tie, unless there's something else I can do here. Do I only have one province? Okay. I didn't see anything else that I could do there. I underdrew my deck there. I think I had more Will-O-Wisps I could have found. Or my... maybe not. If I found a silver... I needed to find 2 more money, though, so I didn't need to find more draw. I am not quite sure. I felt like my average draw there maybe... that was maybe my average draw. With an above-average draw, I win. With a below-average draw, I tie. And I'm not quite sure where the margins of that curve are. I'm gonna